Hey guys, this is Obi with the Aurafall build team, and in case you've never heard of Aurafall, Aurafall is the latest upcoming MMO RPG experience for Minecraft. Now, this server is currently being worked on and is in development, but we're going to go ahead and get started on today's episode. Today's episode is going to be featuring these two towers here. We're going to be doing the interior of these. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Going to do something a little bit differently. Going to kind of keep you guys up to date a little bit better on what I'm actually working on, rather than jumping from scene to scene just saying, hey, this is the before and after. So what we're actually going to do is I'm actually going to kind of show you guys what I am currently working on and what I am doing. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So the first thing I need to do here is go ahead and fill this up. I think we're going to go ahead and fill it up to about right here, maybe a little bit higher, but we'll go ahead and get started on that. And basically, I'm not too worried about the shrubbery in here. We're just going to kind of cover that up here, and we're going to go ahead and get this all completely filled in. This shouldn't take me too terribly long. Hopefully not, because I'm kind of actually excited to get ready to actually get this interior finished up here. Been kind of putting it off. Said I was going to do it like 2 episodes ago. That did not happen. So we're just going to kind of fill all of this in here, guys. And then once I get that done, we're going to go ahead and get the other side done as well. Actually, I've already done that, so I don't have to worry about that too much. But once I get this filled in, we will kind of go from there, and I'll show you guys what I am currently going to be doing. Alright guys, so I've got this about halfway filled in here, and just kind of want to stop in real quick and just kind of let you know, the reason why I'm filling this in mostly is because we don't want a bunch of mobs just kind of spawning in here and getting stuck in here. So we kind of have to fill all this stuff in. Anything that I am basically going to have any kind of dead space or open area that is not going to be accessible in the build does have to be completely filled in, so that way, again, we don't have a bunch of mobs spawning in here, and also we don't have kind of people just dropping in here getting stuck or having, you know, little hidey holes for stuff. So we're gonna get this filled in here. Like I said, we're about halfway done now. We're gonna be bringing it up to this level right here, and kind of keep you guys up to date. So we will be jumping to the next scene as soon as I get this filled in here. We'll start on the actual interior walls. All right, guys, so kind of got this all finished up now. As far as getting this filled in, we've left ourselves plenty of room to be able to build down and still be able to build up as well. So there's plenty of room here. Should be able to get maybe 2, 3, 4, maybe even 4 levels in here. Like I said, we got plenty of room. It's going to be kind of cramped. Now, the main idea that I'm going to be doing for this is going to be a small barracks. There's going to be a lot going on here, guys, so stick with me. Now, also, I want to apologize if you guys hear any kind of background noise. I've got a little puppy here kind of chilling in the floor next to me. He's playing with his little pig toy. So you guys may hear him kind of messing with that. Unfortunately, my wife's not home to kind of keep an eye on him. I don't want him running through the house and chewing on stuff. So rather have him here make a little bit of noise rather than be tearing up my house. So yeah, so again, if you guys hear any kind of background noise, I do apologize. I'll actually throw up a picture for you guys here. So yes, this is Gimli. So all of my animals are named from Lord of the Rings characters. I've got Gimli, I've got Bilbo, and Pippin. So, but yeah, he's kind of doing his thing. So anyway, back to kind of the build here. What we are going to be doing, I want to be kind of going with like a barracks style. Because this is kind of like the last, not necessarily the last line of defense, but the line of defense before the last line. This would technically be the last line of defense before you break into the actual keep here. So we're going to have a small barracks. Now within this barracks, we are also going to be having a small armory, and then we will be having what I'm thinking about doing. I got this from another builder, an idea for this, but in one of his videos, he did a kind of like a pigeon coop almost for being able to send out messages and stuff, and that just kind of made sense with me and really clicked with me. I really like that idea. Also, I think we're going to have like maybe a small physician's office. Kind of moving on here, first thing we need to do is fill this in, kind of get a base level floor going here. Now on this side, I've already done it with kind of a wood texture. Not sure if I like that too much. What I'm actually thinking about doing is using the interior walls and floors. I'm going to probably use this for the floor. Kind of like it a little bit better. It's a little bit different from the actual block. I think it's pretty much that's not exactly the same texture. It kind of looks more like an OE Minecraft texture, but I kind of like it for the floors. The interior actual doors, thinking about using these kind of broken down looking jungle doors. I actually like those a little bit better than the other ones as far as using those for kind of a broken down old, dilapidated kind of building. Then I'm also, let's see here, what kind of other textures can we use here? The purpur, let's check that out if I'm even pronouncing that right. Let's see what that looks like as far as actually, that might work. That has kind of a gritty texture to it. I don't really care for like the purple kind of colorish to it, but that actually may work in the end. And then we've also got the chisel stone here. We've got obviously the cracked. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for the actual walls. That's kind of interesting. Wouldn't use it for a wall, but let me just kind of see what that looks like here. I kind of actually like the top texture more than I do the side texture, but yeah, we're not going to use that. Let's see here. Sandstone obviously isn't going to work. Man, this is kind of rough. I want to have the walls a little bit different texture than the actual. Ooh, this actually, here we go. Here we go. This might work right here. The brown terracotta. I actually really like that. And then let's see what else do we have here. The brick I don't want to use because we're using that on the actual roofs of the builds. The light gray concrete, that may actually work. It's kind of a dungeony, so that actually is pretty nice block there as well. And then I don't want to use anything too fancy. Like I like the gray terracotta or the gray glazed terracotta in the light glazed terracotta, but I don't think it's going to work for me. Let's check out the lime glazed terracotta here and see what that looks like. No, see, it's a little too fancy for me. I may use it in some of the textures, but I don't think I'm actually going to be using that for the interior build. Now, the andesite here might work. Let's take a look here. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That is nice. That is perfect for a floor. I'm actually going to probably start using this a little bit more. So I think we got a good idea for some base blocks that we're going to use. Like I said, I wanted to use these a little bit different than what I have on the outside. Ooh, let me find the door here. On the outside, of course, I just have your kind of basic, normal Minecrafty blocks here. But I really like some of these other textures, and I'd like to start incorporating these a little bit more into the builds here. So let's go ahead and kind of get started on the floors. We will start with I might use this brown terracotta. Let's check that out. Let's see what this looks like. First thing I'm actually going to do is go ahead and plop down some glowstone up here just so you guys can see a little bit better. So we'll get that going, and then we will start working on the floors for this here. We'll get these in. So I'm going to go ahead and get this filled in, and then we'll kind of see what that looks like in the end. I may do a couple different pieces, but we'll kind of see what that looks like. All right, so we got this filled in here. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding some texture to it and some depth. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start with like the in-stone brick here. Just gonna go through and just kind of randomly place some blocks down in here. And then once we get this filled in here in various different parts, we'll go back. Yeah, not gonna use that. We'll use something, we'll even use stone. I think stone's a good block for that. And then some of this as well. I'm not sure how this is gonna work. It might be a little too clashy, but I think once we kind of get all of these different blocks into place, it will work well instead of having just so much of the same block in here. So we'll go ahead and get this filled in, and I'll kind of show you guys what it looks like in the end. Yeah, so this is basically what the wooden blocks look like on the floors, and it's not terribly bad. I don't have anything textured over there yet, but went ahead and came back over here and used some different various light textures with a couple of different ones kind of mixed in that a little bit dark. Was originally going to use this, but I think it's a little too dark to kind of mix in with these lighter textures, so I just kind of left it alone, got rid of those. Didn't have any of that in there. I think I will use that in the basement floor, or the bottom level. The next thing on our list here, let's go ahead and clear all of this out, is to kind of add in maybe a staircase. Now over here, the way I did it, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this or not. I kind of kept it a little bit bigger. It's kind of a 2-block staircase using some slabs kind of going up. Not a really big fan of that, and the main reason why is because it kind of cuts off the amount of space that I'm limited to working with. Plus, I kind of want to keep this cramped. I want it to feel really enclosed inside. So we're going to go ahead and start working on the staircase. And the way I'm going to do that here is we're basically just going to kind of punch out some holes here. And then we're going to kind of figure out how far down we want to go. So basically, you'll enter. And then immediately to the left, there's going to be a staircase going down. So we'll start to work on that, and then we'll be back here in just a moment. All right, guys. So kind of got a base idea for the staircase going here. Kind of gonna drop down. Now, the reason why I've got it down so far, originally I didn't want to have it so far down. However, I plan on kind of adding some roof textures, kind of adding some arches and different things in here to make the roof seem not so flat. So we're gonna kind of bring it down to, you know, this point here, and then we're gonna kind of go up here, and we're gonna start working on this as well. So I started this, and we're basically just gonna kind of bring this up, and then I think right here we should kind of curve it around. And what this is also going to do with curving it around here is it's going to it's going to give me some space up underneath. Oh, and now you can hear my cat. So it goes from my dog to my cat. So say hello to Bilbo. This is going to give me some space here to work up underneath, maybe add like a closet or a storage area. And then we're going to keep bringing this up here. All right, so now that we have the staircases figured out, we need to go ahead and start filling in the floors here. So we'll go ahead and get these filled in on both the top floor here, the top layer. Now, this is going to be a bit of a problem here because I won't have as much room to be able to detail the ceiling, but that's going to be okay because we'll close off the rooms. And then we're going to go ahead and detail in this floor as well. So we'll go ahead and get these going. Now, I'm not sure, I may drop it down another level here just slightly to have, I'm thinking about putting in not necessarily a prison, but maybe some holding cells to kind of, like, if they were to capture somebody, they can have like one or two holding cells and then have an area where they would like do interrogations. So we may roll with that. I need to write down these ideas because I will end up forgetting them in the end, and then they will not get implemented. So do me a favor, guys, as you're watching the video, keep count of everything that I have said that I'm going to implement, and then we'll see in the end. Leave a comment and let me know what I left out. Hopefully it's nothing, but we'll go ahead and get these filled in here, and then we'll jump over to the walls. All right, so we've got the floors finished up on all three levels here. I said that I was going to do the walls next, but I think I'm going to start working on well, I'm not sure. I think actually, you know what? I was going to do the roof, the different roofs, and kind of texture those, but I think it'll be easier once we get the walls in, because then I can do it in each various room. Now, obviously, we're going to kind of have to leave that alone. As far as the ceiling goes, the textures on this, it'll be kind of flat, but it's not too big of a deal. So we're going to go ahead and start getting to work on the wall. Now, we just need to lay out a basic kind of idea of what these are going to look like. So let's go ahead and get some of this closed off. We're going to go ahead and close this in right here. And then, of course, back here, not that big of a deal. Nobody's ever actually going to get back there. So we'll go ahead and just fill this in too. And we're going to go ahead and fill this completely up. Now, I think the way that I'm going to do the walls will just kind of basically depend on how I want the rooms to be. So once I get these parts filled in around the staircases, it'll be a little bit easier, because then I can kind of have an idea of how much room I can actually work with here. So we'll go ahead and fill these in, and then it'll, like I said, it'll give me an idea how much room I have to work with. And I'm not sure if I want to leave this completely open in the back. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and kind of get an idea. Let's see what this looks like once it's filled in. So let's bring this up and this up, this here. We'll go ahead and fill these blocks in, and we can actually get rid of that glowstone. We'll place the glowstone over here instead. I just kind of want to keep it as bright as possible. It's pretty dark in these areas, and I want you guys to be able to see what I'm actually working on. So we'll go ahead and fill that in, and we'll go ahead and fill this in for right now. Probably just put that like that, just so that way we can cover up that block. Now, we need to leave a too high gap just for the door here. And I think this is actually a pretty decent amount of space for like a closet, or, you know, just kind of a storage area. And I kind of like how the blocks, you know, obviously aren't even, because it, for one, adds to the texture of the fact that this is a broken down building, and it is also kind of nice, you know, just kind of gives it an uneven feel. I don't like my walls or anything to feel just completely flat. Like, so for instance, over here, I was kind of working on this and, you know, see how everything looks just so flat. Of course, I was going to go back and texture it, but I just don't like the way it turned out over there. So we're going to go over there and we're going to finish that up. After we get this done, we'll retexture that. But I'm going to go ahead and get the walls up, and then I'll kind of show you guys what I'm thinking of as far as placement goes for the different areas. So we finished majority of the walls, got some different things kind of going on here, so kind of just show you what we have going on here. So this first floor is going to be the barracks. This is going to be the prime main area that, you know, people will be sleeping in as far as soldiers. So we're going to have bunks, we're going to have seating in this area. This back here is going to be pretty much just storage. Let's go down to, actually no, let's go upstairs. We'll go upstairs. Now this area is going to be the pretty much like the pigeon coop area, and what we're going to have up here is we're going to have a writing desk back here, and then we're also going to have some information storage up here. So we're going to have some different bookshelves, stuff like that, and then we're going to have the coops, which I'm going to kind of align along this wall here. We're going to be building an exterior area over here, and that would basically be where they would let the, you know, the pigeons kind of fly off to send out messages and stuff like that. Now, if we head back downstairs, down to the lower level here, we're going to be having pretty much, this is going to be kind of the armory area. We're going to have some storage back here up underneath the staircase, but this area is primarily going to be consisting of a forge and smelting area. We're going to have some armor stands, some swords, tools, different materials in here to be able to, you know, basically run this place. Now, in the bottom, oh yeah, we're going to have a small little closet back here as well. Now, if we head all the way downstairs in the basement area, we're going to have the holding cell. So this is going to be the interrogation kind of cell area. So we're going to have the cells, we're going to have a torture area, and we're going to have an area for the guards. We're also going to have a fireplace back here that would heat pretty much the entire building. It's going to kind of run up and act as a furnace, and we'll have that here. So we'll have the two cells here, cell 1, cell 2. Pretty small, only 4 blocks in total, 2 by 2 blocks. Not even really an area to lay down in here. And kind of the same thing over here. They both have a small little window, you know, adjacent to the doors here, and that's basically just so that way the guards can kind of keep an eye on them. So we'll have the fireplace here. We'll have maybe the guards' little seating area here. Worst part about this is, most of the time, whenever you think of a dungeon, you think of you know, cold and damp. But this, on the other hand, like I said, is going to have the fireplace, so it's actually going to be pretty damn hot down here for the most part. The guards will probably have to take frequent breaks just to stay cool, but the people in the cells here will pretty much just be, you know, sweating to death. But that kind of gives you guys the general rundown of this side here. I think we might be able to break this up into 2 episodes, so I might do the second tower in the other episode, but I'm going to go ahead. We need to start texturing the walls here, working on the ceilings. Once we get everything kind of in place, and I may throw down some of the ideas as we go, as far as, you know, like seating in the bunks, and then kind of texture around them, so that way I know how much room I have to work with here. But we're gonna go ahead and move on and start working on that. I think I'm gonna start down here, actually in the basement. We're gonna start with the holding cells. I'm kind of excited. I've always enjoyed making those. Also, right here we're gonna have a little area. I may bring this back a block right here, actually, and then kind of close that off. But we'll have like a little area with maybe like a table and like a little bit of light coming through here. But we're gonna kind of keep going here, and then I'll keep you guys up to date on what it looks like when we finish here. So guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the episode here. I know in the last part we said that we were going to break this down into maybe 2 pieces, but these are running a little bit long. I try to keep my videos anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes, and I think this is running a little bit long here. So we're going to go ahead, and I think we might be able to actually get about maybe 4 or 5 videos out of this all together. On the next part, we're going to be working on the basement with the holding cells. We're going to be doing the blacksmith, and possibly the actual barracks area all in one. So we'll go ahead and get those wrapped up, and then we can move on to the pigeon coop, and then move on to the other tower, which we're going to have the physician's office in the other tower. I'm not sure what else I'm going to incorporate in the other tower. Maybe just storage. We might even put a little shop in there. Maybe, you know, in that first building, we'll have a shop in the center, and then upstairs we'll do the physician's office, and down in the bottom basement we'll just do complete storage. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but we'll kind of figure that out as we go. But like I said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. This is Obi signing out.